stepping on a 5-day notice and putting in a performance like that?
Oh, look, I'm proud of myself, but I'm a winner, and I expect to be winning, and unfortunately tonight I just fell short.
How did it feel going in there against the former lightweight unified champion? Everyone said he'd be a class above. How did you feel in there with him?
I don't feel that he was yes, he won the fight, and some experience showed, but I believe I'm at that level. I think with a full camp behind me and an opponent we can work on, I believe we're up there and we can work with these fellas.
Luke, how do you establish a game plan on 5 days' notice?
Mate, I watched George since he turned pro. As I said, in the lead up, we were fans. We were coming down to watch him. I've been hitting George up to bring down Jake for sparring for years. Wanted to get him around it. I knew he had the experience from training with Pacquiao, and I wanted him to see what the intensity was like at that top level. So, mate, we'd watched him plenty of times, and we knew he was going to be fast. We knew he was going to be good at encounters. We knew he'd be trying to steal rounds at the end, and we did try to adjust with that. And I thought he closed the show really good. Jake, I thought he came home really strong. He started showing a bit more patience there in those middle rounds and started timing him a bit better. But a bit more time to work on the plan would have been good. But there's no excuse, We thought we gave it a good shake.
Steve, your thoughts on the scorecards? I had to.
Yeah, I had to. I'm a Queenslander. Mate, I thought two of them got it dead wrong. They both need to go back to school and learn. The third bloke was pretty well right on the night.
I thought 115, 113 either way.
Mate,
yeah. I thought we won the last 6, and I thought we might have got the second round, third round. There's some close ones,
As Luke was saying, George was playing the game and trying to steal the rounds at the end. He's obviously been watching Sugar Ray Leonard's old tapes, that's stealing their rounds at their last bit. We're down here in Mexico.
Yeah.
We're Queenslanders, we're Australians, we're down here, we expect it.
I think, it's how to score a fight too, George landed a few cleaner shots, but I think Jake did a lot more damage, so it's how you score a fight. So we'll have to go back and watch it before make a proper opinion,
How was George's power at 140?
Look, he can punch, but I've definitely been hit harder, that's for sure. I wasn't too phased about his power, and but in saying that, I need to keep my hands up more. That right hand needs to stay on my chin, and I think there's a lot to work on there. But look, these two fellas here beside me, Luke and Steve, these two combined, I don't think there's much more experience in Australian boxing, if not world boxing, than these two I've got in my corner. So I'm very comfortable in getting to the top with these fellas, and I can't thank them enough for all they do and the work they put in.
There's plenty said between rounds. What was some of the conversation out there tonight? Looked like you were chatting to each other a lot.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of urgency to get that right hand up. Only because he was just scoring with it. It wasn't hurting me, but...
between you and George.
Oh,
George,
okay, yeah.
That was during the rounds too.
That was that's just camaraderie, right?
Of course.
We're fighters, and he was bleeding. I said, "Fuck you, you're bleeding too." I said, "You're marking up," and it's all part of it. I wasn't scared of him. I knew he was gonna back chat and those sorts of things, so I give it back.
You started fast. You seemed to settle in around 4 or 5 maybe, and then obviously drive it home. Is that how it felt? Were you surprised at the start at his speed, I guess?
Yeah, he was definitely quick. Coming up from that lightweight to super light, the speed was a little bit of an adjustment for me. But, like I said, I took this fight on 5 days' notice, so I'm fairly happy with the performance, but I'm here to win, so...
Did you sense a change after the head clash? George said he was going good until the head clash opened the cut.
Yeah, there was a cut there, but, it wasn't my head, so I can't comment on that.
What did you tell yourself, or what did the corner tell you to change that gear from 6 on?
Just find something. I just wanted to step it up a notch, and I believe I did, but to these judges down here, it wasn't enough. But I'll be back. I belong up here.
You will be back with a matchroom contract Monday morning, apparently.
Yeah, I'm holding to that.
Yeah.
We'll sit down as a team and we'll sort through all of that. So.
And that was discussed prior.
Yeah, that was. Eddie was part of the deal that we did with Eddie, because he's the only promoter that's ever spoken to us like that and said to us beforehand, win, lose or draw, we'll get a contract for you and we'll make things happen. Because he was very thankful. We jumped in and took the fight and helped keep the show together. So mate, can't complain about it. There's not been one thing, has there, Lee?
No, it's been,
the camp, they've done nothing but look after
Yeah.
us, you know. I suppose it's pretty cheap looking after us for 5 days, isn't it? Instead of 10. But yeah.
Having been in there with George tonight, how do you think George goes against guys like Hitchens?
Look, I think he's a chance. You know, I don't know if he's still up at that level, but you know, he beat me tonight, so you know, yeah, I think he can get right up there and get the big fights and the big belts, and he could even potentially get all the belts again one day. He's certainly not done yet, and you know, that just proved tonight. He beat a young and upcoming strong fighter.
Do you feel like this could put you in good stead for some international names as well?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that just showed tonight as to where we're at, and you know, I look forward to talking to Eddie and other promoters around the place and getting these big fights happening.
Are you any chance of still turning up in Newcastle?
I don't know about that one. A bit of a rest, but you know, I'll be back to training, you know, in a week or so, and just back to the grind.
How'd you get him to change gears, Luke?
How to get him to change gears?
Yeah.
Mate, just mate, we knew that it was going to take a few rounds for Jake to adjust that speed, so I didn't want him to go there and shoot his bolt in the first round or two. So I just wanted him to work along, get used to that speed, get used to that timing, and start to find his own rhythm. And I think he did that. Mate, we saw that George had a pretty good game plan there, waiting on the back foot, waiting for Jake to go, and he was countering him with the hook. I was pissed off with Jake dropping that right hand coming forward. He gave away a few rounds with a couple of hooks there, which was the difference between a couple of close rounds, which, you know, could have ultimately cost us the fight. There wasn't much in it, I reckon. I was just trying to keep him to tidy up that defence a bit. He's getting up a little bit tall, so I wanted to get down low. We'll start cutting the ring off a bit better. He was following him a bit in the first couple of rounds. Got him to start, when he's backing up, start stepping across that right, get him on those ropes and start doing what Jake does best and terrorising you inside, and I guess that was the call.
Nothing soft, Steve?
Nothing soft comes out of fortitude. It's our motto, and that's what we deliver. And as always, fortitude always delivers. We never miss, do we?
Never miss.
Never
Well
miss.
done, Jake.
Never miss.
Well done.
Thank you very much, guys.